poor too.
Here's a stat. 1 year after a divorce, 40% of men lose contact with their children. After 2 years, it can go up to 60% of men lose contact with their children. Now, a lot has been said about quote unquote deadbeat dads, right? But men that choose to marry women and have children with them don't seem like deadbeat dads to me from the outside. So why would you guys say that so many men within a year of being divorced lose contact with their children?
I think women are spiteful.
Mm-hmm. They can be.
Yeah, I think men are much more willing to like take the L and move on. Where women, like, if she feels like you did her wrong, they just become spiteful.
Also, as a man, you feel like you don't want to interfere with what she's got going on.
What do you mean?
Because, okay, so she's left you for another guy, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be in that entanglement, you get me?
No, but it's your children, though.
Yeah, but the longer, you're not taking into account that now she's with her next man, she has another baby father. Or now she's, you know what I'm saying? Now she's in a happy marriage now, or another happy relationship now.
Anything from the past becomes irrelevant, and she tries to make that the new whole. So the original daddy somehow get pushed to the side.
Wouldn't that give men more incentive to want to be with your kids? Because like that's the most likely person to abuse them, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, but not necessarily, because you think about it this way: you be interfering with what they got going on, in a sense. You'll be disrupting their routine. You'll be like if you're already in a combative relationship, there's going to be arguments, there's going to be unnecessary stuff that's going on. You're already feeding the child certain things in the child's head.
Obviously, sorry, but it really depends on what she's like, you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's like, so okay, I'm not saying that the girl
mothers are the number one perpetrators of abuse. I did not know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. The number one, followed. Wow, that is crazy. Followed by fathers or step parents.
No,
it's not seen as abuse, is it?
I mean, on my YouTube channel, I did an interview with a guy called Mr. Ibile, right? And I wanted to tell his story because I knew his story, and he'd spent upwards of £25,000 trying to see his child, and he had got like video recordings, audio recordings of the mother, you know, after they'd broken up, and the kinds of things that she was saying, the kind of things that she was doing. And I think one of the things that aren't spoken about when you look at that stat is that, like Pal said, yeah, women can be very spiteful.
In your household, the police have been involved and social services have been involved?
Absolutely, yeah.
And you're going to court?
No, I'd gone court.
So I'm just saying, like, for a father, it's just the ideal situation. Like, it's not the ideal situation that you want your children or child to be in.
Of course not. But unfortunately, that's why I'm saying that the court has now assured now that I have access to see my daughter.
But could she break that court order?
Oh, she can, but there'd be consequences.
Right, on her side?
Yes.
All right.
Which has happened already. That's what I'm saying. You go to court, that's what happens.
All right, I'm gonna go into now the clip that I actually saw and made you think.
Right.
And I just want to discuss a little bit about that.
Because I didn't want to be in a relationship, my daughter further started to be used as a pawn.
Okay.
Right, and this is why I said I wanted to talk about a situation where I'm talking about parental alienation and how it affects us. So what happened now was, I noticed if I'd come to the house, there'd be all little silly games played. If I didn't stay, or if I wasn't staying, I wasn't allowed to see my daughter. Or if I am picking up my daughter, she's naked in the room, trying to be flirtatious.
The mother,
and I'll shut the door. So I'm telling you, like, I'll be coming at 3 o'clock, right? 3 o'clock comes, I'm there. Oh, I'm not ready and all that stuff. And she's got nothing on, and I'll shut the room door.
Hang on. So are you saying that, because a lot of the time we hear that when it comes to mothers, they say the reason why they have a problem with the father and access to the child is because the father still wants to be with the mother.
Okay.
In this case, you are saying that when you would go to the house, she would like be flirtatious.
I mean, everyone in Rose Close was always aware of that. And yes, the flirtatiousness, that's why I said I shut the door. Or even at that particular time I'm even talking about, because I remember it had happened at June, there was an event. And I remember her asking me for money and being all wanted me to ask, and I said, "Yo, I don't know why you're asking for money. Why don't you ask your friend, the guy she's seeing?" So I found it quite peculiar. You're asking me for money, yet with all the story that you have about me. Do you understand what I mean? So I'm just trying to keep it, you know.
So do you think there was an element there of one of the reasons why she was making things so difficult with your daughter, that she actually still wanted to be with you, or?
Well, absolutely yes, because I remember all of the problems that used to happen and the things that she would do. Like, hence why I said about the cancelling. Because when I talk about the games, I'm talking about saying if I'm not going to give, if I got to give her more money, I'm not seeing my daughter.
Right.
When I turn up, she's not letting me see my daughter.
Right.
You know, just being disrespectful towards my family, parents, and all of this stuff. You know, and saying it with my daughter around. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, it just got very, very, very toxic. Or pulling that knife in presence of my daughter. But if you leave, I'm going to kill you, know, and all of that stuff. Which again, social services are aware, because when I was there, all this behaviour, I was so concerned, and I had to go and put videos, recordings in the house so that everyone could witness that I'm not doing anything here.
Hang on a minute, you've put
recordings in the house.
Video secret cameras
in the house. Why should we carry on doing this?
So you've got secret footage of her.
Well, this is what I done. I already sent it to social services, all aware. So I put this there because to protect myself. Because not only was she verbally, physically, she was doing it towards her son, towards me. Like I said, a knife incident, just acting crazy.
Most people know that the one thing that a man is going to be attached to is his child. Do you know what I mean? And so a lot of the time, women tend to use that child as a pawn in a game. And I think a lot of men get to the point where they just say, you know what, I'm not doing this. You know, and it seems like they're quote unquote deadbeat dads, but it's not. It's just that they're not willing to jump through all the hoops that the woman's actually putting in front of them to jump through.
It's like a control game.
Yeah.
You don't want to go along with the system.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that aren't spoken about enough, personally, when it comes to men. I mean, I do consultations with men each week, and these are some of the things that come up. You know, some of the men are saying, look, my ex-wife, ex-partner is using the child. We used to be able to co-parent. Now she can tell me when and when I can't or can see the child. And I just think it's women have too much power in this society right now, especially when it comes to breakups.
It's devastating. It's really bad on the kids. And I think that some mothers don't realize that, like, these good fathers that they're robbing like time for their kids to see them, and then they curate this whole idea like whatever you and him had, is nothing to do with the kids. That's y'all relationship. You shouldn't rob a child of their relationship with their father, no matter what has happened between the mother and the dad. And that stuff, if it's not dealt with as a child, it manifests into stuff as an adult, and then you have your grown kids asking like, oh, well, like, why did this and this happen with dad? Why didn't I get to see him growing up? And it's not like, oh, he did this to you, he did that to you. It's like, oh, he did this to me, he did that to me. So I decided that he wasn't worthy enough to see you. And it's like, whatever you and that man have, you figure that out. Do not bring the kids into it and rob them of that chance to have a father.
That's what happened to Kanye. I mean, when he got older, he found out his mother that he like adored wasn't letting him see his father, and like left where his father was and moved to Chicago. Yeah. And I honestly think that should be a crime. Well, I think that should be a crime. If you keep your baby father from your kids, I think that you should be charged with something, because you're putting your kid at every statistical. You should have to pay child support. Yeah, you're putting your kid at every statistical disadvantage for what?
Is that hyperbole, or is that like an actual fact, Paul?
Well, I'll tell you the facts. 90% of single parent homes are headed by women. 90%, right? 63% of youth suicides are from single mother homes. 90% of homelessness and runaway children are from single mother homes. 71% of high school dropouts are from single mother homes. 70% of youths in operated institutions are from single mother homes. 80% of all youths in prison are from single mother homes. 85% of children who show behavioral disorders are from single mother homes. 80% of rapists with anger problems are from where? Single mother homes. So like Spell says, you're putting your child at every statistical disadvantage when you choose to just be a quote unquote single mother.